one of my issues that I've been writing about in my blog is about all the accessibility, and I've been dealing with Apple a lot. And even though they built the foundation, they really have a nice specification for all the accessibility issues. But a lot of the app developers won't follow the instructions. I mean, I just got through writing a piece about how Meetup's new app just is inaccessible for people with vision loss. There's nothing but unlabeled buttons. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they mean. And I know it's in iOS, and I know the it's there. And so part of the problem is I don't want to give Apple a pass, but I do want to give them a pat on the back. But I want the developer. I wish they would be harder on the developers to follow the specs.
So there is an argument to be made for Apple being more stringent and kind of auditing the accessibility of apps. And I think that there's probably an argument to be made that they can't audit each app to that degree, and that one's above my pay grade. But what I can say is it does sometimes pay, and it's really gratifying when it does, although it doesn't always, to reach out directly to the developer with a friendly note saying, I'm a blind user, or I'm a low vision user, or I'm a deaf user. Here's the issue I'm experiencing. Here's what kind of an issue it is, like unlabeled buttons. Here's the Apple developer resources for accessibility. And I like to use AppleVis, applevis.com, which is just a phenomenal user community that we've supported each other and supported a lot of developers. And sometimes the developers really come around and say, I had no idea this community existed. I didn't know how to do this. The community has taught me. I've gained users. I've made money. I've gained experience. It doesn't always end up so happily, but it can. And I would say keep trying, write letters, get your friends to write letters, use the Twitter hashtag that the developer has, really engage with them in a public and a respectful way, and some of the time you'll make headway.
Yeah, we've had some success. Our media guru Sherry, who's also our video producer, has often, whenever she sees me at my desk complaining about this app or that app, she'll start sending an email to somebody, and more often than not, she gets responses. And people, a lot of times, it's just because they're not aware of the need, and because because she reached out to them because I was too busy sitting and complaining at my desk. Right? Something different might be possible. So I mirror Chancey's suggestion, just kind of, reach out to people. Don't be, be nice, be respectful, but make a stand. Like, say, I'd really love to use your app, but here's what's stopping me, and I'd like to know how we can work together to get that solved. Any other questions?
Yes, I have another question.
Yes.
What about your experience with Microsoft? Has accessibility been good with that?
Did you bring your sleeping bag?
There is a lot that I can say about Microsoft. I tend to like it. I like their products.
I'm a Mac person, yeah. So I don't use Microsoft, so I'm not sure. But
well, I don't. It's not that their stuff is all so great, but I think they work with assistive technology companies to make their products better or more accessible. There's still things that don't work as well. I used to be able to teach a class on Microsoft Access, which has become less and less accessible as each version. I think we're up to 2015 now of Access, and it just doesn't it doesn't seem to get better. And then there's the issue that my favorite issue is why does Microsoft Office not work on Apple with VoiceOver, and why doesn't iTunes work on the PC with JAWS? I don't know, maybe they just don't like each other in terms of accessibility, but they're developing these products for each platform, but they're not, while they may be looking at the accessibility inside of their own platform, I don't think they're really addressing accessibility on a universal level.
We have 10 more minutes.
Okay, great. Thank you, Sherry.
In regard to Microsoft, I have seen some really hopeful signs. In Windows 7, We gained, and it's not perfect, it's not as good as the commercial products, but we gained full screen magnification and we gained some new high contrast options. We gained no additional charge built-in speech recognition, which is really helpful to people that have motor impairments. In Windows 8, we gained Narrator, a built-in screen reader that's actually been around since I think XP, but it became much more functional. Now it's still not full-featured, but much more functional in Windows 8. Somewhere along there we gained an on-screen keyboard, again for people that have motor impairments. So I think the signs are positive, but continuous advocacy to make sure that that positive trend continues is really necessary.